Welcome back to the Lawkward Chronicles. My name is Larissa, and today we're going to be doing the Lover by Taylor Swift book tag. Alright, lovers. Ooh, that kind of was cringy. To start, I do not like the word lover. I'm fine when Miss Taylor Allison Swift says it, but I used to have a boyfriend who one time called me lover and I said absolutely not, never say that. And then Miss Taylor came out with Lover album. So it just it's so cringy to me. I was gonna do book recommendations via songs, like I did for the Midnight 3 AM edition by Taylor Swift. I don't know why my A turned into an E, Taylor Swift. And there was just a lot of repeats of what I had thought, and like every time I do a book tag, I'm like, have I ever read a book in my entire life? Because it doesn't seem like it. But I came across this website, this blog. It's fangirlfury.com, and I'll leave the link in my description box below. I don't know if it was her specifically, but this is where I found it. And she had this whole book tag for Lover by Taylor Swift, and I absolutely loved that. So let's proceed. Album starts off with a banger, I Forgot That You Existed. And the question for this, or the tag for this, is a book you want to forget about. And honestly, I love the movie. I thought it was so cute and so fun, but I hated the sequel to Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus 2, the book that's in like the Disney bound up with the first and the second, I did not like at all. There were some elements that I really enjoyed, like the progressiveness of it, which is really huge for Disney, but the overall story I did not enjoy. I loved what they did with the movie because it was pretty different than that. So they did a good job fixing it with the movie. And then the second one is Love by Roddy Doyle. I DNF'd this last St. Patty's Day, so last March, and I could not get through this book. It never got to the point, and it was two men having a conversation. They kept going off onto tangents, and I hate that. I just felt like there was no purpose. The next song, Cruel Summer, a book that you turn to when the going gets tough. There's a lot of books that I turn to, but for the sake of not having the same books repeated over and over and over again, I will choose some different ones. So the first one is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. Just the unapologetic self and knowing someone's self-worth and being accepted by others and showing that you're not too much. So this is about Beth and Jennifer. They work together. Lincoln works at the newspaper that they work at, and he works security, reading everybody's emails that are flagged and distributing like warnings and all of that jazz. And he comes across Beth and Jennifer quite a bit because they are flagged quite a bit. And he genuinely likes them. He likes their banter, he loves their conversations, and he feels like he's their third friend. He starts to get a crush on Beth. However, Beth is dating somebody else at that time. It's just so cute, it's just so fun, and just such a big comfort read for me. The second book that I have for this prompt is X's and O's by Amy Lee. I just finished this one, so you'll hear more about it in the wrap-up as well as like the beginning stages of when I read it. The book's premise is about Tara moving in with Trevor. She's a nurse, but also a part-time Bookstagram book talk influencer. She has always been deemed the crazy girl, the stage 5 clinger in all of her relationships, and she just loves so much. Valentine's Day is her favorite holiday, and she is constantly labeled as the girl that is too much. As someone who has also been labeled those things as well, it was very comforting to read about her and Trevor's friendship and the growth through that, and he's helping her try to see if there's a second chance with any of her exes. They're besties, and it's a very fun friends to lovers romance, and I loved it a lot more than I thought I would, and I rented it from my library, and I will 100% be buying it because it just makes me so dang happy to read and to have that validation that it's okay to be yourself and it's okay to love and want that in return. And if somebody thinks you're too much, they can go find less. That is the ultimate, but you are never too much for the right person. So, Lover, your book OTP. And this one's tough because I don't want to give too much away, but it is in the form of this book right here, A Court of Mist and Fury. And I love this book so much. I could honestly, I'm just a ACOTAR fangirl at this, and specifically a Court of Mist and Fury fangirl. This book could fit all of the prompts for me. Like, I just love it so dang much. It's the second in the series. I don't want to ruin it for you, so read the first one if you haven't. The second one is my ultimate favorite, but all of them were amazing. The next song, The Man, your fave kick-ass female protagonist. And I have not yet read this, but I read the prequel last month, and it's Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So she's just taking over my life. It's about Selena Sardathian, and she is an assassin. And she is like the best assassin ever. In the prequel, I really enjoyed the fact that she was very feminine, but also super feared and revered. I just love saying that. It's just so fun. Anyway, the next book, The Archer, a book with a good mental health representation. So I have a couple for this. The first one is more of a romance, kind of cutesy romance, and this is The Right Swipe by Alicia Ray. The next one is Spare by Prince Harry. It's more of a recent one, and it goes a lot into mental health, like growing up in the public eye, as well as suicide ideation. So be cautious when going into that. Being a soldier in a war zone and all that training that takes, and how draining that can be on your mental health. So caution when going into that. Either of them, honestly. The next song, I Think He Knows, is your favorite fictional crush. And I mean, but for the sake of me not repeating, we'll go with Book Lovers by Emily Henry and Charlie. Charlie, oh, sweet, sweet soul that Charlie is. Charlie. I want to reread all of Emily Henry's books. Like, they're just all my favorites. I love them so, so much. But yes, Charlie. Nora is a literary agent, and she is also deemed in her mind the girl that the guy is with before he falls in love with the small town girl. Like, she is the hardworking, busy, just cutthroat character in a Hallmark movie. Charlie is also in publishing, and he's an editor. They just have like this cute little banter, but it's not really an enemies to lovers, but that's how it was pitched. But it's really not. It's just that they keep working around each other, and she doesn't think that, you know, he likes her that much. But Nora and Libby go to Sunshine Falls. Libby wants Nora to have that small town effect, just to kind of help her out, as well as spend some quality time, sister time together. But when they get there, guess who's there? Charlie. Charlie is there. And there are books involved. Miss Americana and The Heartbreak Prince, so your favorite angsty romance. And I have read so many angsty romances in my life, and yet this one was tough for me. What to choose? But I think I'm gonna have to go with like a more YA route for this, and that would be To All the Boys I Loved Before. I love the movies, I love the books. They're so fun, there is angst. Laura Jean romanticizing and panicking on everything is just me all the time. Full of angst and fake dating and just cute little high school crushes and romance and adorable little things. Paper Rings, book with an ugly cover that you absolutely adored. I'm so glad I did not base a book off its cover, because I hate this cover. I hate any cover with a person on it, like a real person. I do not like this. This is Happily Letter After, and it is by V. Keeland and Penelope Ward. It's been a while since I've read this, so I'll just read the synopsis on the back. My love story all started with a letter, only it wasn't from the man I'd eventually fall in love with. It was from his daughter, a sweet little girl named Bertie Maxwell, who'd written to the magazine that I worked for. You see, once a year my employer fulfilled a few wishes for readers, only that column didn't start up again for months. So I fulfilled some of her wishes myself. It was harmless, so I thought. Until one day I took things too far. Anonymously granting yet another of Bertie's wishes, I got a look at her father, her devastatingly handsome, single dad father. I should have stopped playing fairy godmother then. I should have left well enough alone, but I just couldn't help myself. I had a connection to this girl, one that had me acting irrationally, like when I showed up on their doorstep. It was so fun, it was so cute. I highly enjoyed this. I think I also rented this from my library and then immediately bought it. Just the shenanigans that happened, but yeah, this cover, atrocious. They did this dirty. He's hot, don't get me wrong. Spicy, but terrible cover. Why? Cornelia Street, a book or a series you never want or wanted to end. Hi. ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. The whole series, absolutely love, never wanted to stop. I know she's coming out with, I believe there's 2 or 3 in the works right now, rumor has it, and I am going to eat those up. I'm so pumped to continue on with the series, and hopefully they'll be coming out soon because I need my fix. I need it. I love the series so much. Death by a Thousand Cuts, a book or series that deserved a better ending. This is tough because I highly enjoyed this ending, but not really. Divergent, the last one in the Divergent series. I sobbed so hard. It's been years since I've read that trilogy, or is it a trilogy? Anyway, it's been years since I've read that series, and I think about it so often and how dirty it did me. I understand why it was done and the shock value that it had, but are you kidding me? I was just upset. I was so upset. It's a YA dystopian set in mainly Chicago, which is kind of cool, but like the world is dead kind of thing, and everybody's been separated into what are called factions. Divergents are people with multiple characteristics of those factions, and I highly enjoyed reading it and watching the movies. London Boy, your favorite British male protagonist. Would you talk about angst? This would have been appropriate for up there, but yes, The Duke and I, Daphne's story, Bridgerton. I watched the show first and immediately had to read the book. Historical fiction romance, Gossip Girl, fake dating, friends to lovers, but like there's angst in there. Am I making any sense? That's what I want to say. I feel like I'm just... Soon You'll Get Better, a book that your heart will never recover from. Okay, so this song I can never recover from. I cannot listen to this song because I start uncontrollably sobbing. That and Ronin from Red. I don't even know what album it's on because I refuse to listen to it because it is so heartbreaking to me. The book that also made me cry and I still have trouble with like talking about it is In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. I thought this was like a cutesy little romance where Danny, who is like very type A, glitches 5 years into the future. She is with a different man in an apartment with all her stuff, but it is not the apartment that she shares with her fiance. And she has the most crazy, emotionally in-depth sex of her life with this man. And then she glitches back 5 years into the present day, trying to figure out what the heck happens. She thinks she's going crazy until her best friend brings this guy and says that that's her new boyfriend. That's what originally I thought it was gonna be, like a cute little fun thing. It is not. It is very much about two best friends going through a very, very difficult situation. It's about their relationship and being there for each other. And I'm gonna have to put it down because I'm getting teary-eyed. Trigger warnings on that one, please look them up. Moving on to more happier things. False God, a character you would leap into the burning pits of hell for. But without repeating, we'll go with Archer from Archer's Voice because he is just the naive, cute, like standoffish introvert guy, and he's just such a sweetheart who hasn't been tarnished by fuckboys of America. And it was also my book club pick for January. If you wanted to check out the reading vlog with no spoilers or the book club episode with spoilers or both, they're there for you. You Need to Calm Down, a book with a powerful message. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. This book really opened my eyes to certain situations. This is not a very like cut, copy, paste domestic abuse situation, but it really opened my eyes to difficulties that people face when they are in a domestic violence situation, as well as homelessness situations. Like, there were things I'd never even thought of. This book taught me a lot about why people sometimes can't leave or can't get out of certain situations. The messaging, or just like the exposure of such a heavy topic. I thought it was very well done as someone who has not experienced any of those things, but it definitely clarified a lot for me, if that makes sense. Afterglow, a book you want to give a second chance. I've been saying I've been wanting to read this book every Halloween, both of these books every Halloween. And it's Wicked by Gregory Maguire. Every time I get into this, I just can't get through it. So hopefully this Halloween I'll read this along with Practical Magic. I started this one and really just didn't care. Couldn't get into it, but I would like to listen to the audiobooks, see if that helps any, because I really do love the movie from what I remember watching it. I've just heard great things and I want to read the series. The next book is me. The Best Character Development. A Court of Silver Flames, which is the 5th book in the ACOTAR series. This one is following Nesta. So I won't really get into it, but Nesta is such a spicy lady. She goes through some stuff and it helps kind of understand her character. It's nice to have a friend, favorite friends to lovers story. Hi. People We Made on Vacation. I absolutely love this. It's by Emily Henry. I know this is very hit or miss with people, but friends to lovers is my favorite trope of all time. It's like friends to lovers, second chance romance. Absolutely adore it. Poppy is very much like wild, crazy, very flashy, extroverted, while Alex is introverted, shyer, very stable. They met in college and every year they have been taking a vacation somewhere. And they get up into shenanigans. Things don't pan out the way they do, but it takes them on an adventure every time and they grow closer. And then something happens and they end up not speaking for 2 years. And Poppy reaches out to Alex because she is going through kind of like a quarter life crisis, is reevaluating things that are important in her life and trying to fix things. And he was her best friend and she wants to rekindle their friendship. And so last ditch effort, she invites him to do one last vacation with her. It takes you from past to present and all their different vacations. Lastly, Daylight, which is probably my favorite song by Taylor Swift. The more I listen to it, the more I play it on piano, the more I appreciate it. And for her to end this album with it, and I'm also really bummed because this is the alternative album title. I kind of wish she would have gone with it because, again, the word lover just kind of weirds me out. And the prompt for this one is, if you could only read one book or series again and again, what would it be? For the sake of not saying ACOTAR for the 100th time, but just know, yes. I will say Harry Potter, which is very much my comfort book series. I love how whimsical and fun in the magic system and just the world and just everything that it created was such a strong impact in my childhood and continues to be. I continually watch the movies multiple times throughout the year because I love them so much. And I just love this universe that it created and how it just perfectly interweaves. You just feel like you are a part of something so much bigger with this series. And also I have a Harry Potter tattoo. Like, I love it so much. It's the book stars. I am so excited to have kids one day so I can share this series with them and hopefully have them love it as much as I did and do all of the Hogwarts things. And if they don't like it, then they can just tag along with me while I have fun. Thank you so much. I don't think I gave like a synopsis on half of these books thinking back. I was just so excited about them. The Lover album is definitely a top tier album for me. I love all of her music, but like Lover just solidified a lot of stuff in my feelings of heart. So hopefully you enjoyed all of these book picks from here. If you have a different book for any or all the prompts, please let me know. I will list the prompts in the box below so you can refer to that if you would like, because I would love to get your recommendations or your thoughts if you think another book would suit. Please like this video if you like these kind of videos or any of my bookish content, and subscribe so you don't miss any of these kind of videos or any bookish content. And with that, respect others, respect yourself, and do something amazing with your day. Thanks, bye.